Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Ina Kairina, and today I'm going to talk about the damages Toyota experienced during one of its biggest crises, which is the massive recall of nearly 9 million vehicles due to a mechanical failure. So, at first, it looked like just a technical problem, like faulty accelerator pedals and onboard system, but when we look deeper, it became clear that this crisis revealed much bigger internal issues in the company. So the first damage is financial losses, where Toyota suffered serious financial damage, where the company was losing around $155 million per week and its stock value dropped by 30 billion. So on top of that, vehicle sales fell to their lowest point of over 10 years. So these financial problems weren't just about repairs, but they were about lost trust, legal risk, and damage to investors' confidence. Next one is brand and reputational damage, where Toyota used to be a symbol of quality and reliability, but their slow and unclear response to the crisis made customers feel like the company was hiding the truth. So as a result, public trust went down and the brand's strong image was badly hurt. And it became clear that the image management was being prioritized over customer safety. The third one is the internal culture and leadership breakdown. So, inside the company, there was a culture of silence where employees were discouraged from raising problems and leaders often ignore early warnings. So, the focus on saving face rather than taking responsibility led to the delay actions, which made things worse. So this showed a lack of open communication and strong leadership. And lastly is the HR and system failures, where the human resource system at Toyota also failed, that the company made poor hiring decision, lacked proper training, and rewarded cost cutting instead of focusing on safety and quality. So there was no strong risk management in place, so the small issues were not identified and solved early, and they become big problems later. So as a conclusion, what we saw at Toyota was more than just a technical failure. It was actually a combination of financial losses, reputation damage, weak internal culture, and poor HR systems. So, this case teaches us that a strong product alone is not enough. So, companies also need strong people, honest communication, and responsible system to maintain long-term success. So that is all from me. I'll pass the presentation to Nur Akif. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi to my dear lecturer. I'm Nur Akif Dina bin Nur Hassan Bati with my ID number 622153241168. So today I'm gonna walk you with me through one of the most defining lessons in corporate HR mismanagement in the case of Toyota's HR failures. Behind the headlines of recalls and reputation loss lies a story not of bad engineering but of deep-rooted human resource breakdown. Let's explore what went wrong and more importantly what we can learn through this. So let's begin with rewards and recognition, a core driver of behavior in any organization. At Toyota, the system incentivizes cost cutting and high performance, but dangerously ignores safety. Employees were indirectly encouraged to hide problems to maintain performance metrics. This led to delayed action on serious mechanical issues, eerily reminiscent of the annual collapse. The key lesson here, when rewards ignore actives, risk is no longer managed, it's multiplied. Second failure is training. It's about the cost of unpreparedness. Training should prepare employees for real-world challenges, especially the uncomfortable ones. But Toyota's training lacked focus on how to handle negative information and failed to address groupthink. Managers were unprepared to respond to safety concerns, and this inaction only made things worse. Effective training doesn't just build skills, but it also builds resilience, critical thinking, and the courage to challenge silence. Next failure is about hiring. It's about choosing comfort over courage. Toyota also stumbled in its hiring practices. They failed to bring in individuals who were confrontational in the best way, those willing to question, to speak out, and to drive change. Instead, the company hire for harmony, not honesty. This suppress vital safety information and allow serious issues to go unreported. Great hire don't just feed it, they challenge the organization to be better. The fourth failure is about performance management, no oversight, no accountability. Performance management isn't just about measuring outputs, it's about capturing signal of deeper issues. At Toyota, there were no metrics for tracking negative feedback or problematic behavior. With no oversight, employees ignore problems and accountability vanish. In any healthy system, problem needs to be surfaced but not hidden. Next failure is about corporate culture when positivity turns toxic. Culture shapes behavior more than any policy. Unfortunately, Toyota's corporate culture leaned too heavily on positivity. Bad news was buried, dissent was suppressed, and safety took a back seat. When employees are afraid to speak up, risk accumulates silently. A strong culture embraces uncomfortable truths. It creates a space for honesty, even when it's hard. The sixth failure is about leadership development. Yesterday's skills for today's crisis. A crisis is the ultimate test of leadership, and Toyota's leaders were not ready. The company failed to develop decision makers who could act quickly and firmly in the face of danger. Outdated thinking, indecision, and delay dominated their response. To prepare for tomorrow, leadership development must focus on agility, ethics, and courageous action. So we have come to the last failure that faced by Toyotas. It's about retention and risk assessment. So what is retention? Retention is about losing the voices that matter. Retention is more than employee turnover. It's about retaining the people who challenge, question, and improve the system. So Toyota lost whistleblowers and ignored those raising red flags. Without these voices, the company lost its ability to self-correct. So organization must not only protect these individuals, but they must elevate them. So what is risk assessment? Risk assessment is about ignoring the human factor. So Toyota had no framework to assess risk created by employee behavior or weak practices. This resulted in underestimated costs and slow responses. Risk is not just technical, but it's human. If we don't quantify the risk that stem from silence, culture, and training, we will always be one step behind from the crisis. So before we move to the next slide, Toyota's downfall wasn't just mechanical, it was human. Each HR process failed to anticipate, detect, or respond to risk. But this failure offers us, as future professionals, a powerful lesson. Human resource management isn't just an internal function, it's just the front line of corporate responsibility. If we want safe, ethical, and sustainable organization, we must build HR systems that value truth over performance, safety over the speed, and integrity over image. So that's all from my part. I pass to the next presenter.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Himansyah bin Baru, and I want to present for my part for HR process. And I summarized the 8 critical HR process that contribute to Toyota downfall and the key recommendation to address them. And the first, Toyota reward system overly prioritizes cost cutting, which leads to ignore safety concern. Balancing reward to include safety and transparency is essential. And then training focus mainly on operational tasks, but knowledge, ethic, and risk awareness. Incorporating ethical decision making and risk escalation training can empower employees to act responsibility. Hiring practice favor confidence over courage and critical thinking is vital to hire employees with integrity and strong probability soft skill. Performance management means early winning sign to lack to safety metric, implement KPI focus on risk, responsive, and using 360 degree feedback can help detect issue early. The corporate culture discourages employees from speaking up, fostering silence and groupthink. Promoting a speak up culture and conduct regular culture audit can change this. Leadership development lacks focus on crisis management and adaptability. Development leader with emotional intelligence and agility is critical. Whistleblower will marginalize undermine trust process and supporting employees who raise concern is necessary to maintain openness. And finally, HR did not effectively partner with risk management team, building an HR risk management function and delivering situation analysis with help process and mitigate risk. This is for me. Thank you.
So now I'm going to present to you lessons that can be learned from the HR failures experienced by Toyota. So these failures serve as an important reminder of how critical human resource management is to overall health and sustainability of a business. So first we have systemic HR failures have business consequences. So systemic HR failures can have serious business consequences, like for example Toyota. They have poor performance monitoring, ineffective hiring practices, and also flawed reward system contributed to a crisis. The company's overemphasis on cost cutting and rapid growth, and it ended up compromising safety and product quality, which severely affected customer trust and brand reputation. So next up we have culture of silence delays critical action. So a culture of silence can delay urgent actions, like for example Toyota. The employees, they felt unsafe to raise their concerns about their safety, and they fear of might be repercussions. So this lack of transparency delayed the company's response to the crisis, and it ultimately made the situation even worse. So from there we can highlight that the importance of psychological safety and open communication in the workplace. The third one will be misaligned reward system encourage unethical behavior. So when a reward system prioritizes cost over safety, unethical behavior can become normalized. So in Toyota case, this resulted in actions that conflicted with the company's core values. It's a powerful lesson on the importance of aligning incentive with ethical standards and also organizational integrity. So next we will move on with number 4, which is training should go beyond technical skills. So training programs at Toyota, they focus mainly on technical skills, but they neglected on crucial areas like for example ethics, communication, and also risk management. And as a result, many leaders, they were unprepared to handle crisis effectively. So this shows that comprehensive leadership training were essential, especially in large and complex organizations. Alright, so the fifth one would be HR failed to act as a strategic partner. So HR, they was not involved in risk management or governance, which meant by they missed early warning signs from employees' feedback and workplace trends. So for me, HR, they must take on a strategic role, not just an administrative one, but also to help to steer organization through change and uncertainty. So sixth one will be crisis response was slow and opaque. So Toyota crisis response was slow and lacked transparency. So they delayed the disclosing defects, which damaged the public trust. So this was a major failure in reputation management, and it highlighted the cost of sacrificing transparency for image protection. So last but not least, leadership was not future ready. So they lacked of adaptability and ethical courage during high stakes situation. So their inability to make difficult yet ethical decisions, they were exposed to the company to even more risk. So this underscores the needs of forward-thinking, and morally grounded leadership.
Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. Today I will present about suggestion to the management to improve working culture at Proton based on failure at Toyota. First one is build a culture of openness and integrity, fosters transparency and trust by enforcing strong whistleblower protection and promoting core value like safety, honesty, and accountability through consistent leadership. The second one is in strengthen performance and reward system such as KPI by ethic, collaboration and safety. Recognize the employee for the responsibility, behavior, not just by their result. The third one is upgrade hiring and talent assessment by improvement requirements by elaborate candidate for ethics, for critical thinking and value elements using psychometric tools and just based interview. The last one is element HR with enterprise risky management by integrate HR with risky management to address people related risky, conduct audit to focus on ethic, safety culture and employee environments. Then Proton have opportunity to learn from Toyota experience and build a culture that prioritize ethics, safety and open communications. By aligning HR practice with this principle, the organization can prevent hiding risky and make themselves success in automotive industry.